What's up, boxing world? I just watched the Mikey Garcia Vargas fight. Exciting fight. Vargas started off strong. I give him the first 2 rounds, and then Garcia just put it on him. And excuse me, he knocked down Vargas in the I don't know if it was the third or fourth round, somewhere along there, and he looked like he was finished. He, stayed down for a while, took the count, got back up, and I think Garcia could have knocked him out if he mixed up his attack more. He seemed to just get a little 1-2 crazy, but he was landing some bombs, and he was really hurting Vargas. Vargas has that stance where he's kind of sticking his neck out, and it's almost like inviting a punch to land right on his chin. And Mikey Garcia is a tough guy, and it was an exciting fight, but a lot of people were saying that Mikey Garcia is not big enough for that division. I don't know. He showed he's got the power at that division. He might move down. I don't know. People starting to talk about Mikey Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao, which would be a great fight. I favor Pacquiao in that fight. I don't think I'm ever going against Pacquiao. And great fight. Garcia pulled out the win by decision. It was a little closer on the judges' scorecards than I had it. But Mikey Garcia, he really did good. He's a great fighter. Got to look out for his future fights. But what I really came to talk about is the Wilder Fury 2. And I waited a while to put out this video because I kind of wanted everything to settle in and hear what each fighter had to say well after the fight, when excuse me, when Wilder had his mind clear. But man, these British fighters are giving these American fighters some boxing lessons. I mean, Fury dominated from the opening bell. I mean, I was noticing when he hit Wilder with a jab how Deontay's head was just snapping back like it was an overhand right. And he just wasn't responding well to the punches. And even Fury was setting him up for the right too. He would kind of throw a jab off the side of his head to force it to the right, and then he would hit him with that. He'd throw looping punches more than straight punches. He'd get him in a headlock, put his weight on him, and it was just a beating. And people were saying they don't really want to see a third fight, and I don't really want to see it either. But I'd watch it. But I think if Fury fights Wilder for a third time, this will end Deontay's career. And Wilder was just, his legs were gone. I think somebody, I forget who I heard say it, something like his legs were like a giraffe on skates. I mean, they were just all over the place. And even his eyes were just wide open, like he was almost in shock, like what's happening? But Fury came on strong, Sugar Hill, and then put together a great game plan that obviously worked. And we got a new WBC champion. And Mark Breland, the Olympian from the 1984 Olympics, threw in the towel. But the referee, Bayless, he was doing some shady reffing, like taking a point from Fury. But anyway, he said he was about to stop the fight anyway, even if Breland hadn't thrown in the towel. And I heard after the fight that Breland was crying and they wouldn't even let him in the dressing room. I'm like, come on, that's his job. He's trying to protect his fighter, Just all kind of excuses came from the Wilder camp after the fight, and seems like he's losing fans by the day. He's talking about the outfit, costume that he wore in the ring weighed him down, even though on Joe Rogan he was talking about he works out in a 45 or 40 pound vest. But that night he said it weighed his legs down and Fury didn't hurt him at all. Nobody's really buying that. People are starting to wonder, is his name Gene? People are starting to wonder, is his name Gene Wilder instead of Deontay Wilder? Because it sounds like he's talking stir crazy. You got hurt in that fight. You were wobbling all around the ring. He talked about Joshua looked like he didn't know when what to do when Andy Ruiz hurt him. It looked like he didn't know what to do. Joshua wasn't hurt as bad as Wilder was hurt in this fight. And I don't care when anybody says, you can see Joshua smiling like he just, he was out of it that night. His legs were giving him a problem too in the Ruiz fight, but not like Wilder's. This dude had blood coming out the ear and just gushing. I thought he busted his eardrum. Later they said it was a scratch in the ear, but it was an exciting fight. Deontay showed heart. He didn't quit, said he wanted to go out on his shield, but Breland was trying to save his career for another day, which is what a trainer should do. And Diaz, whatever his name is, kind of threw Mark Breland under the bus, which is not cool. I'm like, how you going to do that? You're all one team. And Deontay's talking about loyalties, had the same camp, and then I believe he fired Mark Breland, and I guess when his mind cleared, brought him back. I saw he made a video the other day. I don't know if it was on Instagram where he's saying he's coming back. He showed the heart of a champion, but I thought it kind of sounded scripted. He's talking about like for the war has just begun. I mean, nobody really talks like that nowadays, but whatever. At least he shows that he's hungry. This might ignite his career to actually learn how to box a little better. He might bring in a new trainer. I don't think JD's is up for the challenge at this level. He needs a real guy in his corner that really knows elite heavyweight boxing, because Tyson Fury put on a clinic. He was throwing hooks and, like I said, putting his weight on him, doing a two-step coming in. I mean, he roughed him completely up. It was like a bar room brawl. I mean, that was a lesson. And, wow, I don't see what he could do different in the rematch. I mean, not with the same trainers. He has to mix it up. You can't just rely on the right hand when the guy knows, that's what's coming. You can get away with that with like the Dominic Brazils, but you can't get away with that with someone like Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua. I mean, he would have got mauled, by Joshua too, I'd say in the 5th round. But like I said, it was a great fight, man. It was like the old days. They were back in Vegas fighting, my whole family screaming and shouting. I mean, Fury did his thing. He's a great, great fighter. Great fighter. And let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Want you to beat down the like button, comment, share, subscribe, be fearless. And keep your hands up, homie. Yay, yay.